So, welcome church. I'm going to start off with a story. Jamal and Rafi are both Islamic. Jamal lives in his pride in his country of Islam and absolutely hates America for every reason. Although he attends spiritual practices as often as he should, Jamal abuses his wife and harasses non-Muslims on a daily basis. Jamal fully supported the 9/11 terrorist attacks and believes it to be the jihad. He burns the American flag and even kills a U.S. soldier on duty. Jamal is an extremist. Rafi lives in America and is an open Muslim. He participates in spiritual practices and lives by the rules of the Quran. And he is grateful of his country and respects others and the cultural differences. And he's loving and caring to his wife. Rafi has trouble getting a job and feels the hatred stare of the people as he walks out in public. Rafi disagrees with the 9/11 terrorist attacks and has no compassion for Al-Qaeda. America treats Rafi as if he were Jamal. In this speech, I will teach you the role of violence in Islam. America, which is said to contain mostly Christians, has been stereotyping Muslims as terrorists since 9/11, as you can see on the screen. It says many times in the Bible to love one another, and discriminating someone for their cultural or religious differences is unchristian and un-American. First, I'll teach that 9/11 was not done by Muslims, but by terrorists, or not terrorists, extremists. Second, I'll teach that the jihad is not a violent act. And third, I'll teach that the Quran teaches good morals. So for many years, people's perspectives on opposing religions have not been influenced by extremists, although it seems that all Muslims have been characterized because of a few extremists. Muslim criminals are the only criminals that have been categorized by their religion. Other criminals have been characterized by race over the years. According to STEM Vision staff writer, it seems that Christian terrorists have civil rights, but Muslim terrorists don't, although terrorists don't represent their faith. So it's not right to categorize all Muslims based on a few extremists and to generalize them by their religion. Because if it was a Christian person to crash into the 9/11 towers, he obviously isn't Christian because he broke all the morals. So now that we discussed that 9/11 was not done by Muslims but by terrorists or extremists, it's important that we talk about the jihad. It's not a violent act. The jihad, or the holy war, is meant to defend and protect Islam and its religion against opposers when under attack. But many radicals have made it to take over territory and persecute non-Muslims, and when it's actually like the exact opposite. It's not meant to take over land or convert people to Islam or to demonstrate leadership, but it's now become that very event of persecuting Christians and taking over America, which it isn't. Many people just jihad is not, it's the exact opposite. It's not meant to do any of that. People extremists who claim that 9/11 was the jihad, they broke many rules which show that they weren't taking in the Quran. Some of the rules that they broke was that the jihad has to be for the greater good, something Allah would approve of. Has to be the last resort, like every other means is tried before going to war. Property can't be damaged, innocent lives can't be lost, and the enemies have to be treated with justice. Obviously, all these rules were broken during the 9/11 terrorist attacks. It even says in the Quran 490, which, as you know, is written by Muhammad, therefore, if they withdraw and fight you not, but offer you guarantees of peace, then Allah has sent no way for you to war against them. So right there in the Quran it states that 9/11 shouldn't have been the jihad, and it's not meant to be like a fear event. Which brings me to my last teaching of that the Quran teaches good morals. The Quran was written to help Muslims achieve salvation, become better individuals, and useful members of society. But many people see it as a violent book and just like telling people to kill converters or beat their wives. But it's all on how you interpret it. Dalia Magahed, the director and senior analysis of the Abu Dhabi Gallup Center, states that the Quran, like the Bible, is subject to interpretation, and some teachings have been misleading it to justify violence, extremism, or discord. So like basically it's all on how people read it and interpret it and take it in. And there's going to be people out there like that will use it to justify their violence. Also, according to Dr. Mohammed Hussain, a pediatrician and a member of the Islamic Society, he states that demanding equal rights for all, regardless of their religion, gender, social status, or ethnicity, the Quran teaches to respect all faiths. So I believe that if they're willing to respect our faith and other faiths, it's important as Christians to respect their faith and accept them for what they believe in. In this speech, I have taught the role of violence in Islam. First, I discussed that 9/11 was done by extremists, not by Muslims. Then I discussed that the jihad is not a violent act. And third, I discussed that the Quran teaches good morals. It is important to recognize the difference between someone like Jamal from someone like Rafi. And by not showing love and compassion to Muslims based on their differences religiously or culturally, Christianity will also lose its respect of being a loving and forgiving religion.